what's up guys, Lightsaber Samurai here, back again for another video, and continuing with our spooky games for October. I wanted to take a look at a game that everybody tells me is a hidden gem. It was released in 2005, just 2 months after the groundbreaking Resident Evil 4, and even though it was backed by a huge company and Ubisoft, it was a game that failed to sell more than 75,000 units in its first year, and that was across every platform that it was released in. Again, everybody tells me that it's a must-play game. It's been in the backlog for years, and this time we're talking about Cold Fear. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So this game takes place at sea. You play as a United States Coast Guard member whose name I'll put up. I cannot remember his name. But basically the story opens up with you getting a distress call from a ship out in the middle of the ocean, and after a Navy SEAL team was sent in and wiped out, they send you in basically just to investigate to see what happened. And that's pretty much it as far as the story. There's more story beats that come in later, but that's the basic gist. And it's just enough to get you on the boat, and the game wastes no time with putting you in the environment and just getting you started with the gameplay, which I respect. I respect games that respect my time. Okay, so anyway, you're out here on the ship, and as you begin your investigation, you quickly see that something's not right. Apparently, what's been going on is the Russian mafia found this disease or this virus, and they've been experimenting on it, and lo and behold, because they're mobsters and not scientists, the whole thing went up in smoke, and now everybody on the ship is infected with this virus, which basically makes them monsters / zombies and everything in between. So your objective starts off as that, but then it kind of turns into escaping and figuring out what's going on and escaping. This game plays a lot like Resident Evil 4. I mentioned that it came out 2 months after Resident Evil 4 came out, and because of that, you got some really modern controls when it comes to survival horror. You got the nice over-the-shoulder view. You can aim, and actually, unlike the original Resident Evil 4, you can move while aiming and shooting, which is nice, and that really helps with the combat, in my opinion. You get your kind of standard fare of survival horror weapons, from pistols and shotguns, maybe throw a submachine gun or assault rifle in there somewhere. Again, it's all pretty basic. Ammo is scarce though, so you have to be careful when taking on enemies. One of the cool things about it is all enemies will get back up unless you pull off a critical hit like a headshot, or if you can down an enemy before they regenerate. There's a decapitation move where you can walk up and stomp them and crush their head and things like that. And so I do appreciate that. Again, it's kind of as another reviewer noted when I was researching this game, it really kind of puts you in the shoes of like an actual survival horror game. I mean, as far as like killing zombies from the traditional pop culture method of, you gotta shoot them in the head. So I appreciate that they put that in there. Unfortunately though, if you're sloppy with your aim, you can run into a scenario where you pretty much run out of bullets. And unlike the Resident Evil games, the level design of the ship, I mean, a lot of small rooms and tight corridors, you can't really evade the enemies in the same way you can in, say, Resident Evil or Silent Hill. So that poses a little bit of problem. So far though, I haven't really run into an issue where I've been just really down bad for ammo. So again, as long as you're not just popping off like crazy, you'll probably be fine. Talking about the game's graphics, the game's graphics is beautiful. I've not really said this, but we really got to talk about how nice 6th gen weather effects looked. When it comes to like weather effects on the GameCube, the PS2, the Xbox, even the Dreamcast, I think that style of weather effects is completely unmatched. And in this, it reminded me a lot of Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty and the tanker mission, and how awesome the weather effects were then and how well they hold up. And this game is very much like that. Graphics all the way around, in my opinion, are pretty dope. You've got some kind of drab colors with the interior walls of the ship, and then they're contrasted with bright fires and the bright outfit that you wear as a member of the Coast Guard. I like the graphics all around, straight 10 out of 10 on the graphics for me. Again, this is a game that for whatever reason was just not popular. It honestly didn't stand a chance coming out right after Resident Evil 4, but this is one that I think people need to take a second look at if they're on the hunt for a survival horror game that they haven't played before. Again, as far as how it holds up, it, to me, held up with some of the best experiences I've had. I'm definitely going to go back and finish this game. Maybe I'll stream it, maybe I won't. Not sure, but again, I give this game straight 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like, it's up there. It's a really great game, and I feel bad that I didn't get to play it back in the day. This game isn't super expensive. You can find this on the Xbox 360, or excuse me, the OG Xbox or the PlayStation 2, both hovering around the $40 mark or so. So, I mean, it's still a copy that you can scoop up. It didn't sell well in the beginning, and never really caught up for it. So it's not a platinum hits or greatest hits as far as I'm aware. So this is one you probably, if it's on your radar, you might as well just go ahead and bite the bullet and scoop it up. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper anytime soon. In fact, as more people take a look at this game and it features in videos like this during this time of year, you might see the cost of this game go up. So if it's something that interests you, if you're looking at the gameplay and this is something that interests you, I would suggest scooping it up sooner rather than later. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. Just real short, but let's talk about it in the comment section below. Questions, comments, concerns, threats. Have you guys ever played Cold Fear? Again, I really missed the boat when it came to this game. I wish I had checked it out 10, 15 years ago. I would have probably enjoyed it even more than I do now, and it probably would have stood among my all-time favorites as far as survival horror games go. But that's it. If you like this content, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You'll be glad you did. I do believe that's all I got for you. Lightsaber Samurai out, and peace.